Welcome to this week's Torah lesson. This week's Torah portion is Parsha Shelach. The question of the week is, what is the lesson from a grape? So in this week's Torah portion, Parsha Shelach, we learn about the Jewish people and Moshe Rabbeinu sending the spies to scout out the land of Israel. Moshe Rabbeinu gives them specific instructions, how to enter, what to look for, but then he also commands them and tells them that he's chazak them, you should be strong, and v'lakach them, you should bring back mi pri haaretz, from the fruit of the land. And then the Torah says, v'hayamim, these days when they went, was when the grapes were ripe. So the Rebbe asked the question, Moshe Rabbeinu instructed them to bring back from the fruit. The fact is, we know, we read a few verses later, they brought back from the grapes, pomegranate, and figs. So obviously they were all ripe. So why does the Torah specifically say, v'hayamim, you may be kurei novim, only the grapes are ripe, if the fact was they were all ripe? And Rebbe explains as follows. This whole idea of the shlichus of the meraglim, sending the spies, it's not just in the past, a story of the past, but it's a story that takes place every single day with each and every one of us, where our neshama comes down into our body, and we're charged with the mission of making a dir b'tachtonim, to making a dwelling place down here below where Hashem is not revealed. How do we do that? So this week's Torah portion tells us, you have to scout out the land. You have to scout out the tachtonim, the place where God is concealed, and see how we can reveal Hashem here. Hashem wants to make it easy for us. So he gives us the lesson of the grape. What is unique about the grape? Look at the difference between the grape, the pomegranate, and the fig that they brought back. All three of them had seeds. The difference is, in the pomegranate has a lot of seeds. You don't see them. In the fig, there's seeds also, and you don't see them. With the grape, you see the seed inside. What does that mean? When you see behind the shell and behind the actual grape, you actually see the seed. So it makes your job easier, because you know that the grape comes from Hashem. How do you know? Because it enables you to see the seed, what's the source of life force. In other words, behind the physical grape, you're able to see the ruchnius, you're able to see the spirituality. Versus in the pomegranate, you know there's seeds inside, but you have to open it. You don't really see it. The same thing also with a fig. So when a person has a grape, that means you're able to have the physical thing, but you're able to see the ruchnius. It makes your job in this world much easier. Why? Because we all know Hashem has created the world, maintains the world. We don't see him, unfortunately. But we know behind the concealment, Hashem is everywhere. By having the grape, we have the lesson that where is Hashem? Hashem is concealed, but we see him. And that's the answer to the question, what's the lesson of the grape? The lesson of the grape is Hashem is everywhere. Hashem is concealed. But by remembering the grape and looking at the grape, just like in the grape we see the concealment, the same thing also in places we don't see the concealment, we know that Hashem is in everything, and that allows our mission of making this world a dir b'tachtonim, a dwelling place for Hashem, much easier and able to accomplish it in a happier and more successful way. Thanks so much for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. This week's Torah lesson is dedicated to the memory of Baruch ben Aryeh Leib, Shlomo ben Yosef, and Rachel Baslipa. May their souls be elevated by the Torah we're studying in their memory. Thanks again for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. For more information, please see our website, chabad.swf.org. Have a great week. Shavua Tov.